in the Middle East. Critics say it's following President Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Protests erupting for a third day in Jerusalem and the West Bank, where there are reports of hundreds of people hurt, at least one killed. Big crowds also taking to the streets in Jordan, Turkey, Malaysia. Meanwhile, the UN Security Council is holding an emergency session right here in New York City to talk about the president's decision, with fear that this could jeopardize prospects between Israel and the Palestinians regarding peace. David Lee Miller is in Jerusalem. So let's start there, where the Palestinians and critics had promised 3 days of rage, David Lee.
Indeed, and they have fulfilled that promise. As you mentioned, Harris, at least one Palestinian today was killed and nearly 700 were injured in clashes with Israeli troops. They were demonstrating against President Trump's Jerusalem declaration. Today marks the Muslim Sabbath, and Israeli security forces anticipated a spike in violence following Friday prayers. In West Bank cities, including Bethlehem, Hebron, and Ramallah, thousands marched. Palestinians threw stones, and Israeli forces responded with tear gas and rubber-coated bullets, as well as live rounds. In Hamas-controlled Gaza, one demonstrator was killed. And adding to the tension, extremists from Gaza fired rockets into Israel. The rockets were either intercepted or landed in unpopulated areas, causing no injuries. Meanwhile, other anti-U.S., anti-Israeli demonstrations took place throughout the Muslim world, including Jordan, Indonesia, and Pakistan. Al-Qaeda has called for a holy war targeting the United States and what it is calling, and I quote, its Zionist and Crusader allies. The U.S. Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, speaking in Paris, said President Trump's declaration recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital does not conflict with the Palestinians and the Israelis deciding for themselves the future of the eternal city.
I think very clear that the final status of Jerusalem is a matter that would be left, including the borders, would be left to the parties to negotiate and decide.
As for now, the Secretary's words do not appear to be making much of a difference on the Arab street. Extremists are calling for another intifada or uprising. The next few days could be very crucial in determining if, in fact, we're going to see a long-term uptick in the violence. Harris?
David Lee Miller from Israel tonight. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.